Hey, my name is Seth Buckley, and I'm the Director of Leadership Development with Fire Pit Ranch. And I had the blessing and privilege of serving as the minister to students at Somerville Baptist Church back from 1991 to December of 1996. And one of the things about being a student pastor is, man, you're hoping and praying that God will raise up those supporters and volunteers in your ministry that really buy into what you're trying to do and are willing to serve and to go that extra mile. And today we're honoring one of those that literally stood head and shoulders above because of his willingness to serve and to be that steady. First of all, I want to say to Maggie and to Gil and to Lance how much I love you, from Robin and I both. We love you guys so much. And Harry was not just a servant and a youth worker, but he was my brother and my friend. It was one of the things I remember most about being at Somerville, which was one of our most special times in our lives, was being at that great church and meeting so many unique people. And Harry was one of those that was the most unique because he was this gentle giant. I mean, he was one of the strongest guys I've ever known, and but so humble and so willing to serve and to go the extra mile. And I think that's one of the things that I remember most was just his gentle nature, but his willingness just to give and to go and to serve and to do no matter what. Had a brilliant mind, one of the smartest men that I've ever known, yet he didn't flaunt it at all. He was great at troubleshooting, solving problems, helping and encouraging young people, but especially young men. And one of the things, there's so many memories that I could share, and I'm sure some of those will be shared today. And I really wish that I could be there with you guys today. Fire Pit Ranch, today we're hosting it's the biggest event we do all year. So I just, otherwise I would be right there with you guys worshiping and during this time. But I did want to share with you just a nugget. One of the, Gil sent me a video of Camp Hebron, and much to the chagrin of my wife, and I hang on to a lot of my gear from the past, and I dug through and I found this sweatshirt that I kept from a spring break trip that we took to Camp Hebron up in Pennsylvania. And one of the things I'll share with you on that trip that was really, really cool, we did a lot of great work there and at the Mennonite Farm Mission Board, and staying there on the farms with Joe Hess, who was one of the other members of the Four Horsemen, as Richie Bowen kind of coined the phrase regarding us. And Harry is one of the Four Horsemen. But I remember this, we were driving up there, and Harry was driving one of the vans, and I was driving the bus. And we were somewhere in Virginia, and we came over the hill. And as we crested over the hill, there was a broken down vehicle on the side of the road, and it was a pretty busy area. And what distinguished this vehicle beyond anything else we had ever seen before is there were two nuns there, and they had a flat tire, and we immediately pulled over. And I just remember me and Harry changing the tire with these two nuns, and I guess they spoke blessing over us or whatever. But it was just one of those things that we went out to see what we could do to help and didn't hesitate. We just jumped right in, and there's Harry he's getting dirty and grimy, getting in there to get that tire out, and he probably did most of the work while I was sitting there talking with the ladies there. But it was indicative of who Harry was. He never hesitated to help anybody. Life, there's some things that happen in life that we don't always understand. And one of those things is that separation we feel in death when somebody goes on before us. And man, it's hard. It's one of those things that we grieve. But man, one of the things we walk through, we grieve though because we have hope. We grieve the separation But we know without a doubt that Harry is with the Lord, and one day we will be there. And man, I'm telling you, heaven is getting sweeter and sweeter every day for me as I think about those who have gone before us. And so I want to say to everyone there today, as we memorialize and honor Harry, you need to understand that the centerpiece of who Harry Gatch was and what made him different was Jesus Christ at the center of his life. That's who he was. It's how he lived. It's really one of those images that helps me see Jesus, because I picture Jesus being this incredibly strong guy with such a gentle spirit, with such confidence in what he knew, but he didn't flaunt it in front of anybody. And at the time it was needed, he would step into any situation and be used mightily by God. And that's the way Harry was. And so I'm not sure what you're going through in life. Maybe you're from the youth group from back in the day. And maybe your journey in life is taking you all over the place. And maybe spiritually you're not maybe where you should be. And I will tell you, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, you can picture Harry's gentle smile saying, "It's all right, come here," and giving you that big hug or that big handshake, but then walking beside you back down the path you know you need to travel. And that is being the hands and feet of Jesus. And so today, one of the greatest ways we can honor Harry is allowing God to call us to that place of surrendering from our past and fixing our eyes on Jesus and walk with a renewed passion because of the influence of Harry Gatch on our lives. And so Maggie, Gil, and Lance, again, praying for you and the family and all the folks there. And may God be praised for all that happened through the life of Harry Gatch, for I am one that was changed and am forever grateful for the impact he had on me.